welcome along to today's United Kingdom Talk.
From the Mirrorball Studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
And first of all today, I have to say, it's taken me half an hour, at least, well, about 45 minutes today, to settle in. It's strange, isn't it, really? I've settled in at last. I've been up and down to this room for ages and ages trying to prepare. I don't know why it's taken me 45 minutes to settle down here and have a chat to you today. What's all that about? Sometimes I come straight in here, you know, a few minutes to go, get on with it. Today, 45 minutes, the longest ever. I don't know why that is. Now, if you're watching on... Oh, by the way, welcome along. It's Chris Reardon with you, United Kingdom Talk. There is an email address if you'd like to join in at any time. Feel free to do so. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, we've gone back to the other video camera, because the new one is not acting as it should. I'm not quite sure what's wrong. I'm going to show you... Actually, I can show you the new one. It's a bit posh pussy, really. Posh pussy camera, right? Look, here we are. Can you see that? And it's got a base as well. I can't bring that over because it's attached to wires. But it's not... I watched back the last video and I was a bit disappointed. I noticed there were like little lines going behind me. Did you notice those? Little black lines going across at the back, and I have no idea what that is, and I've looked on help files and things like that, and as usual, you know, technically wise, I'm okay, but I come across something like this. I've looked on the internet, can't find anything about it. Excuse me, just having a sniff there. Couldn't find anything about it at all. A couple of people have tried to help. Indeed, oh, what's his name? Is it Brian, Video Man, in Washington? Oh, I can't remember now. Hang on a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me have a quick look at your name. Oh, I forgot your name. Is it? I'm sure it's Brian. I know I've got an email from Brian here. Another Brian as well here. Let me see. Oh, is it Brian? I don't mean to be rude. Just a minute. Let me find out here. We like to give name checks, don't we? I beg your pardon, it's Ian. Ian, hello Ian. Ian did try and help me with it, but to no avail, I'm afraid, Ian. The little black lines are still going across the back on the last video. I've done various different things, and I have no idea why. It seems to be a problem with the new video camera and Windows Movie Maker. Now, I've got a couple of other video type things, but I don't know how to use them properly yet. I've got Pinnacle and a thing that came with Logitech. Now, that works fine. So I'm wondering if there's a compatibility problem between this particular camera and Windows Movie Maker, which is very annoying, really, because I just paid £75 for this camera and it's not working properly as it should do. Now, I have a feeling, because I'm setting up another computer to carry all the video stuff. At the moment, everything is done on the same computer. The video, the radio show, the podcast, it's all done on the same computer at the same time, which works, except with this new camera. So I'm wondering if I plug it into the other computer and do Windows Movie Maker with that, then it might work. I'm sorry, those of you non-technical won't have a clue what I'm talking about, but Ian will. Yeah, so that's what I might do, plug it into the other computer, Windows Movie Maker, and see if it works on there. But I've still got to get some extra wires for that. The whole idea was to separate the radio side of things and the video side on two completely separate computers, because it takes kind of the strain off the processor, if you see what I mean. All right? So that's what's going on there. So we're back on the old camera. Sorry about that. I mean, has video quality deteriorated? I hope not. But it doesn't matter, because more importantly, the sound is good. It's funny, isn't it, really? When you're watching television... I'm going to have another sniff. I've got sniffles again. Just a minute. It's okay. I'll flick my button when I'm sniffing so you can't hear me. What was I going to say now? Well, I've lost the plot now. I've lost the plot. What was I going to say then? Oh, yes, the sound. It's funny, if you're watching the telly, then it doesn't matter too much if the picture's a bit dodgy, does it? As long as the sound is all right. It's nothing worse than not being able to hear anything properly. Well, I can't hear anything properly anyway because of my dodgy ears all the time. Dodgy ears, my nose is always running, I've got a cough. There's no hope, is there? Absolutely no hope at all. Oh, good news. My nephew Gary and Stacey, his girlfriend, are here now. And work has commenced on decorating the studio. So, there might be a bit of noise today. All right? There might be a bit of noise today. That is Gary working on the room next door. I did tell him, don't worry about the noise. He's in there at the moment with one of those scrapers, removing this vile wallpaper that's in there. I've got that, what's it called? Gary? What's that wallpaper called? Is it embossed? Embossed, isn't it? Yeah, we've got that embossed wallpaper next door. Do you want to come and say hello? Don't be shy. Knock first, because I've had to put the table in front of the door. All right? Sorry, that's my nephew next door. Yeah, embossed wallpaper that's been painted over a few times. I mean, I can't lie to you. It's been like that since I moved here. We don't do decorating. I find it particularly boring. That's why Gary's here doing it. Little job. Keep it in the family. Keep it in the family, all right? So that's what he's doing, and he's going to be scraping, and he's got another machine. What is it now? It's like an iron and steamer. Steam comes out of it, so he's going to be using that. So apologies if there's a little bit of noise on this show and possibly the next one. But workman is at work, okay? And Stacey's here as well. Apparently she's going to help. But at the moment, Stacey has taken over the kitchen, and I'm quite happy about that. Because, I mean, they've been there, they came yesterday, right, because they wanted to come to the pub as well and play bingo last night, which was the best night ever last night. It was so busy, I couldn't believe it. It's funny, really. The idea is, with the Bingay tickets are £1 each, right? And you need one ticket at least to play each game. Most people have either one ticket or two tickets. Them who are very quick play with 3 tickets, but most people have 1 or 2 tickets. Now, the idea is that £1 for the Bingay tickets goes straight back into the prizes, okay? The venue pays me a wage for the night, all right? And those £1 for the tickets are put back into prizes. And incidentally, all the money, all those £, that's all controlled by me. I don't tend to trust people, certainly not management. Although I'm not saying the management at any venues are dodgy. I'm sure some of them are. But no, I don't... when it comes to stuff like that, I prefer to be in control myself because I trust myself, and I like to think people trust me as well. As I say, that's not to say I think anyone would steal the money. I just like to know where it is, you know? So, and at the beginning of the night, suddenly a lot of quite expensive prizes went, which isn't, you know, doesn't bother me at all, fair's fair, but it can mean at the end of the night, it's not quite paid for the prizes. But then... shortly after all the expensive prizes were won, the dearest ones, suddenly loads more people came in. And the more people that come in, okay, the more £, go back into the prizes. So it all made up. So, I mean, it all works out in the end. You can't be worrying about what's won, you know? You can't worry, oh, that's cost that. You can't do it like that. You know, you quite happily, I don't care what people win, as I say, as long as it's done fairly. I'm very happy. And last night, you remember I told you a couple of shows ago, that cheating pair came in, trying to find the £25. I'm going to have another sniff, just a minute. I'm sorry, I've got real sniffles today. Unfortunately, a little cat got in the house last night. Oh, I told you, I took her to the vet. I'll tell you in a minute, so those two were there last night, and guess what? Someone won fair and square the £25. The £25 cash is in one of the piles of 10... I've got 10 piles of CD singles, right? And at some point in the game, you get the choice of choosing a prize or gambling that prize, which would be valued, I suppose, between £10 and £15. Okay, that prize, £10 and £15. Oh, no, hang on a minute. It's... no, it's not. That particular prize... The prize you would be gambling would be worth between £5 and £10. you get the chance to gamble that for £25 cash. And there are 10 piles of CD singles, which are not worth a lot, all right? In one of the piles of CD singles is £25 cash. You don't know which pile it's in. You have to guess. And you're not allowed to look through them. As soon as you touch the CD, that's the one you take. Anyway, this woman, so the two of them are sitting there, determined to win this money. As they always are. I mean, I told you they tried. If you're a new listener to the programme, then go back a couple of shows and check out the cheating show, OK? Just have a look at the show summaries, which you'll find at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Check out the show summaries there, and you'll see the one on cheating. It's about 3 or 4 shows ago, all right? So those two were in there last night, determined to win this money. And this woman, she suddenly shouted Bingay, so she'd won. And she went over, she thought she'd gamble for the money. And guess what? She got it. Oh, you should have seen their faces, those other two. They were horrified. And actually, it's the... Oh, the phone's ringing. Phone's ringing. I'm going to let go to answer phone. And it's gone. We can't be talking, we can't be interrupted all the time by the telephone. Have you noticed that? The amount of times this phone rings. I can actually turn the bells off so we just have a light flashing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it because I keep taking phone calls. Oh, it's a woman. Or it might be about the property. Up north. Oh, no, I'll do it later. I'll ring her later. So the woman, she won the £25. And I was so pleased. Because actually, it's the first time someone's guessed correctly. Quite a few people have tried to win that, but they've never found the money. Last night, this woman did. Now, what was her name? Lisa. Oh, was it Lisa? She's just joined me on the Facebook thing. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can find her name for you. She's a lovely lady. Lisa, that's it. Lisa won the money last night, and it was her first time at Bingay. And I was so pleased. She sat there with her friend Tom at a table by the bar, and she really enjoyed it. And as I said before, when I do something, anything really to do with DJing or whatever it is, it's not the money at the end of the night. It's the smiles on the faces. She smiled along with a lot of other people. It was a good night last night, the busiest Bingay ever. And the smiles went out the door. I'm happy. You know? I'm really happy to make... And as well, she won. It's not always about winning. Some people... I mean, there was a lad in there last night. Nice lad. His name's Chris. He's about 23, 24. And it was okay. It was like happy and jolly as he came in and he sat down with his friend and another Lisa and someone else on the table. I can't remember what his name was now. And they sat there playing. And about an hour into the game, I says, "You're right." He was looking a bit bored and fed up. He said, "Oh, it gets a bit boring if you don't win." I said, "Well, everyone wins eventually." I guarantee you, those people that come to Bingay week in, week out, everyone wins eventually. Sometimes people can win multiple prizes. It all happens, but it all works out. It all works out fine. So there we are. So that was very nice last night, and I'm so pleased someone won the £25. And also my nephew and Gary came as well. Sorry, my nephew Gary and Stacey came as well to the Bingay night, and they had they really enjoyed it. They stayed there, had a beef curry. The beef curries are back on the menu at last, which I like. We've got the old chef has come back, and he's doing the beef curries. Very tasty indeed. And they sat there, I think also, because Stacey's never seen the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. So what tends to happen on a Monday night, I get there quite early, like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I drop them at the tube station at King's Cross tube station in London. And they got a tube to Westminster. And he told me it cost them £5.25 each. I thought that's a bit dear. I mean, to be honest, it's a long time since I've been on an underground train, but that sounded a bit steep to me. £5.25 each for... Gary, how much... Just a minute. Gary, how much was that train fare yesterday? How much? What, each? OK, it was £5.25 each to go to and from Westminster, return. That sounded a bit expensive to me. Did it you? I don't know if we've got anyone on the tubes who uses the tubes in London at all, do you? If so, let me know. There's an email address to the programme. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And they sat on the table with Jason and Sinan, two people that come there regular, and also Debbie and Donald. I introduced them all onto the table. So that was nice, and it was all friendly. And Stacey did win, actually, 3 times. She won a box of Ferrero Rocher. That's the Ferrero Rocher tune. Oh, hang on, I've nearly forgotten something here. I've got to get ready for someone's birthday, haven't I? Just a minute. Where's my little birthday thing? I'm going to have another sniff. Hang on, don't go away, you won't hear this. Oh, that's better. This cold goes on and on, doesn't it? Have you noticed that? So she won that, and she won a box of Terry chocolate orange chocolates. Have you seen those? They were quite popular at Christmas time. 1 second. You know the... Sorry, I've just got to put something on pause here. Just a second. There we go. Hang on. No, hang on. What am I doing? Go back. Go back wherever you are. Hang on. Stop. That's it. Right, that's ready now. She won a box of Terry's... Well, I say a box. It's more like a tub of Terry's chocolates, which are quite nice. Around Christmas time, Terry's chocolates, they were doing... You know the chocolate orange? They were doing a tin... What's going on here? There we are. They were doing a great big tin of Terry's chocolate orange little chocolates in like sweet wrappers, and they were also doing like a couple of different sized tubs. And Stacey won a tub of Terry's chocolate orange. She won a DVD, and she won. What is the other thing? No, did she win a DVD? No, she won milk tray. She won Terry's chocolate orange, and she won something else. Ferrero Rocher. So she won 3... Eh? Oh, was it? So she won 4 times? What was the DVD? Oh, OK. She won 4 times. Hollow Man. But she got a bit embarrassed at one point because she got someone else to call out Bingay for her because she won so many times. She didn't actually win the big prize. She won the smaller prizes. So that's quite good. I haven't seen the film Hollow Man at all. I did tell you last week that dreadful film I saw, didn't I? Cloverfield. Oh, it's awful. I was just telling you at the end of the last show about that as one of the worst films I have ever gone to the cinema to see. Now, it's supposed to be like a horror film, right? But as I said, because I can't remember how much I told you about this on the last show, as I said to you, number one... The opening part of the film, everyone's at this party. And that scene could have been over and done with in 2 minutes, easily. They strung that out for about half an hour. And I was watching this film with the camera shaking. Right, the camera was shaking like that. And I thought, what's all that about? Couldn't work out what was going on there. And it went on and on and on, and I thought, oh my God, this is so boring. I was with a date. Do you remember I had that date with Ricky at the cinema? So actually, if I hadn't been with him, I probably would have got up and gone. It was awful. But some people clearly enjoyed it in there. So that was the first thing, stringing out that scene for a good half an hour when it could have been over and done with in 2 minutes. But the worst part of it, the entire film was shot as if someone had done it with a video camera. Now, I'm fully aware that if you're watching this on YouTube, I know it's not television quality. I know that. I did try and do something about it with this new video camera. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be working out quite well. Oh, I've moved that now. Doesn't seem to be working out quite well with the new video camera. I'm not sure what to do about that, though. I'm not really technically able to do video things. Our friend has tried to help me as well, Ian, to no avail. A lot of people, and there's another person who does a lot of video stuff as well. Her name's Alison. And it's very kind of all these people to give you advice and all this business. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to get this going. It's easy. People say, oh, it's easy. Do this, do that. And it's not happening, is it? So I'm kind of wondering if I should get a video man in to set it up, or to set up what I want, so I can do this a little bit better. You know, all I'm short of doing. The radio stuff is fine. The podcast sounds okay, doesn't it? Good quality sounds, yeah. There's two things I'd really like to do. One, soundproof the room a bit better, because as you can see, if you're watching, I am right on top of the microphone. If this room was soundproofed, I could move it away. But you see, if I move that away now, right, then that sounds a little bit hollow, doesn't it? Because I've got flat walls and things in here. If I made it a bit more soundproof, or hung stuff up, it might sound a little bit more deeper and rich. So that's why, sorry, I just banged it then. That's why I do tend to sit right on top of the microphone, so you get the reasonable quality. And the other thing, of course, is for the YouTube, the picture. I would like a better picture. And I'm not having any success with that. But there you are. You know, you can't have everything, can you? Now, where was I? We're talking about the Bingay, weren't we? She won the pictures. Oh, I can't remember what I was talking about now. That's because I've gone off on a tangent again, haven't I? Oh, yeah, the film, yeah. So the entire film was filmed like it was on a video camera. And it's like, you know, someone's holding it and shaking it like that all the time. Oh, it drove me mad. I just sat there, my eyes were, you know, getting a bit tired, really. Not a good film. So, I don't know, has anyone else seen Cloverfield? Maybe you enjoyed it. Did you watch it and enjoy it? If so, do let me know. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. But that is one film I would not recommend to anyone. Cloverfield. Awful. Bad production. The storyline wasn't all that, to be honest. You know, storyline. OK, monster invites... OK, everyone at a party. Someone's leaving do. Monster invades Manhattan, New York City. People run off. Man goes back to find, is it sister or girlfriend? One of the two, I can't remember. And that's basically it. Awful film. Awful film. Mind you, I wasn't keen on that War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. Oh, that was dreadful, wasn't it? War of the Worlds. Yeah, I mean, I know. I can hear people saying now, yes, but it made millions. Oh, does that make it? Doesn't make it successful, does it? I love these people. Oh, why do you think you're successful? Because I've made millions of pounds. It's not successful. Judge success by smiles and happiness. There was a song by Ken Dodd. Da, 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 happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. I thank the Lord that I possess more than my share of happiness. And he goes on in the song and says he judges success by happiness, not by money. And what a shame the rest of the world isn't like that, don't you think? Huh? Right, now there's a postal address as well. If you want to put pen to paper, I will give you the postal address in a minute, all right? Now, shall we go on to some emails? How are we doing for time? Let me see. Sorry, I'm sniffing away here. Let's hold on to those emails for a while. Oh, I wanted to show you Suko's picture. Now, Suko, do you remember I showed you on the last show? What she's done is put a frame, bit of glass, and there's a table within the frame, a real little mini table in the frame with teapot and cups. Now, all those things, Suko, had become unglued, unfortunately, were rattling around. So at this very moment, and I'm not going to bring it over because it'll all fall off. At this very moment, I have re-glued the table and the teapot and the tray and a little teacup and milk thing. I've re-glued them into the frame with some Yoo-hoo glue, which I find a bit better. And my guess is, did you use super glue by any chance? I find that not all that good. Is it me? Is it the way I'm using it? But it seems good for certain things, like, for example, sticking your finger to something. Oh, isn't it dreadful? When you've got that super glue on your finger and you're pulling it away and off comes the... Oh, mind you, it's lovely once it comes off, innit? Oh... But I've been using Yoo-hoo... well, hang on a minute, I can't remember what it's called. Let me just go and get it. 1 second. I'll tell you what it is now. Oh, it's not Yoo-hoo at all. I think Yoo-hoo make the same sort of stuff. This is Bostik, all-purpose glue, in a pink tube, and it's a bit stringy to be. You really shouldn't sniff glue, but I do like the smell of it. It's a bit stringy, but it's worked better. I find it works better than super glue, but you got to have patience because it's not instant. This is the thing with super glue. You know, if you put a couple of bits of paper, a bit of super glue, hold it together. Within a few seconds, it's bonded tight, isn't it? Certainly to your fingers more than anything else. But doesn't seem to be very good at certain things like metal. I've never found it very good for metal. So what I've done is glued over there. I actually finished gluing this stuff about 10 minutes ago, and it's sitting over there, and tomorrow that should be all right. But to do that, of course, I had to remove the back picture. Now, when I showed you the picture, I'll describe it again for you. It's basically me sitting in the middle of a settee with the Queen on my left and Suko on my right, and we've got corgis there. We've got corgis. And my little nephew Jimmy, who's peeping out from behind the Queen. Now, I did show it to the camera on the last show, but unfortunately, because of the glass on the front of the thing, you couldn't see it properly. So there it is now, outside the glass. All right, you should see that. It's great, isn't it? It's absolutely great, that is. I'm sorry if you're listening, you won't be able to see this, but I hope I've described it for you as well. I do quite like the wallpaper behind there as well, Suko. Is that? I wonder what sort of wallpaper the Queen's got. What do you reckon? Do you think someone chooses it for her, or does she go down to a local DIY shop and choose it while she's there? What do you think? I can see the Queen going into a DIY shop and choosing some wallpaper. Can you? So thanks again for that, Suko, and it's all glued and that will be going together. I don't know if I should hang it on the wall or put it... No, I think I'll probably put it on the mantel. I'm going to put it on the mantelpiece downstairs in the living room among all... I've got special things there. Yeah, there's a picture of Mum and Dad on there, and there's Mum. And Mum was a devout Roman Catholic, and I have a picture of Mum with her statues of Mary one side and Jesus the other side, and her cross chain, which sometimes I wear. I've got a little green thing on my neck, which I bought for Mum. But Mum, she had a cross and chain. And you'll probably think I'm mad when I tell you this, but if I think I might be having a bit of trouble somewhere, you know, whatever, a possible row or anything like that, then before I leave the house, I put the cross on. It's true. Does anyone else do that? You've got a lucky... it's not so much a lucky charm, is it? It's... I don't know. I just feel better then. I feel safer with Mum's cross on. Anyone else do anything like that? Have you got a religious symbol, perhaps, or a lucky what do you call it, a lucky charm that you wear in certain situations, or even perhaps a lucky piece of clothing, or a lucky item that you carry around with you? If you have, I want to know about it. Postal address coming up. The email once again, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Right, here comes the postal address. Get yourselves ready.
Across the UK and across the world. From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
All right then, kiddos, the postal address is Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG 429ED. All right, once again, it's Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, RG... I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'll tell you why in a minute. RG 429ED, United Kingdom. Be lovely to get a letter or two from you, okay? And I've just realised I put on Put on a nice new top this morning and I haven't taken the label off yet. Look at this. Oh, dear, dear me. And I can't get it off either. It must be on a... Oh, there it is. It's come off now. Look at this. $14.99 this top was. Not bad, is it? Look, 70% off. That's what we like. It's got the original price tag, £49.99. I'd never pay that. Oh, you can't. I can't. That's a bit white, that is. £49, the original price to this. Oh, dear. I just wouldn't pay that for a top. Absolutely not. So sorry about that. I left my prices on there. Have you ever done that? Left your prices on. Oh, even better than that, right? Even better than that. The other day, you know I go swimming most days of the week. Either swimming or jogging most days of the week. The other day, so I've left the house, right? I've got my bike because I cycle to the swimming pool. And I've got my bike. And I got about halfway up the road. I go up, sort of out of my road and then onto a main road. Well, no, I don't go onto a main road. It's like a cycle path next to the main road. So I'm on this cycle path, and I've got about halfway to the swimming pool, and I look down at my pedals. You know, you kind of look at your bike sometimes if you hear noises. And guess what was on my feet? My slippers. So I bet you've done that. Someone's done that, haven't they? Who's done that before? So I've left the house, I'm on the bike, cycling to the swimming pool with my slippers on. How mad is that? No, it gets better. I then went all the way. I thought, no, I can't be bothered to go back now. Because, you know, I live my life by time. I've never got enough time to do anything. So I can't stand delays or anything like that. That's why today I'm a little bit annoyed with myself today, or tonight rather, because it's taken me so long to come in here and start talking to you. I mean, obviously, you know, I have to start on time and everything. But rather than already come in, do it, go... I've been ages getting this ready today for some reason. I bet it's not even any different, is it? For some reason, I just couldn't get going. And I kept looking around for things like, oh, I haven't got this, haven't got that. Oh, God. Anyway, so when I was cycling there with the slippers on, I thought, I'm not going to go back. So I carried on and I went to the swimming pool. Where's my handkerchief? I went to the swimming pool. I'd gone in the changing room, took my slippers off, took my clothes off, put my swimming trunks on, went swimming, put them back on, got back on the bike, still with my slippers on, cycled all the way back home. Do you know what? Not a single person noticed or said a word. I didn't even get a funny look from someone. You know, if you've got something perhaps hanging from your nose or so, someone will give you a funny look, but they might not actually say anything. Oh, can you hear? He started work, listen. Can you hear that? He's scraping. Oh, I hate that job. I hate that. I hate decorating. That's why I asked him to come. I'm going to pay him in that. Fair wage, yes, of course. Nephew, got to look after him. But I hate decorating. Hate it. Also, I would hate, to be honest, I would hate a tradesman coming round to do it. I don't really like people in the house. That's why I asked my nephew to do it. And I'll pay him, and he'll probably do a good job, I'm sure. Mind you, I say that about the tradesman. Look at the air conditioning man and the TV aerial man last week. Yes. Nice. That was, 2 weeks ago. Actually, funnily enough, I haven't heard from the air conditioning man. You haven't rung him, have you? Don't tell me someone's rung him and said someone's been talking about you on the radio. It's probably scared to come back. Is that what it is? I haven't heard from him. Maybe they have to order the parts. I'll just sit tight and wait for them to ring, I guess. I was thinking about that the other day. I've only had 2 tradesmen come out here, the air conditioner man, the aerial man, in years. And both of them were drop dead gorgeous. I think I might get the yellow pages and start having a tradesman out here 1 a week. That'd be all right, wouldn't it? We'll have that, because to be honest, the boiler needs servicing. Now, that's supposed to be done every year, but I don't think it was done last year. Or possibly the year before. I must make a note of that, actually. Boiler service. That needs to be done. It's very important to do that. I can't think why I've left that, to be honest. I do forget things. I do forget things a lot. I forget what I'm talking about half the time. You know that, don't you? I get halfway through a sentence and I can't remember what I was talking about. Is that the start of Alzheimer's disease? That's the question. Have we got any doctors watching? What's all that about? Short-term memory. Huh? I don't know. Yeah, so we need that. We need the gas man to do the boiler service. I could have the roof looked at. What else can we have done? We could have an electrical test. Yeah, I could easily have a tradesman round here every week. But I do insist, I'm not having no one, you know, sort of my age come round here. We'll have someone about 30. That'll do me. 30, 32, lovely. Yes. Oh, can you imagine it on the phone? How old is the tradesman? And they say, I beg your pardon? How old is the tradesman? I don't want anyone over 32. A tradesman a week. That's what we need here at the Mirrorball Studios, yes. Right, so I must... Let me just do that. Boiler service. We've got to get that done. That'll be nice and sorted. Now, where are we? Oh, the cat. You want to know about the cat, don't you? Yes. Right. Well, Katie, if you heard the last couple of shows, she's been pulling her fur out here. And it's got to the stage now where she scratches as well. And literally, I picked her up a couple of days ago and she smelt. You could smell that there would be... You know that smell you get when there's infection? You could smell it off. Poor cow. Poor little thing. She keeps trying to lick it. So I did take her down to the vet. She's ever so good going to the vet. She really is. She's quite happy to get in her... I've got one of those little carry cages. So I put her in there. She made a bit of a noise when she was in there. She kept turning round and round in the cage. But eventually she's settled and just laid there. Because she knows I'm not going to hurt her. Took her to the vets at 10:30. That was Monday morning. I got there quite early, actually. I say quite early. Early for the appointment. About 25 past 10. I'm usually early for appointments. And the vet said that he gave me various different things it could be. I can't remember what he said now. It's the short-term memory gone again, isn't it? He said, but anyway, what happened is he gave her an injection to stop the itching, right? So hopefully it would stop the irritation. And he said, keep an eye on her for the next 5 days. The injection will work fairly quickly. Here goes the phone again. Unbelievable, isn't it? People know that I'm doing a show at this time. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm not going to interrupt you today. What was that? So she had this injection. Yeah, she had the injection. And that would stop the irritation. And we have to watch the cat. And if she stops scratching now, then he'll know that it was something. Oh, I can't remember what he said now, to be honest. But if she carries on scratching over the next 5 days... it's a bit more of a problem because he said it will have become a behavioural problem. So she's now used to... She wants to get... It's a bit like giving up smoking, really, I suppose, isn't it? She wants to keep scratching, even though there's no reason for her to do it. And he said that can take a very long time to sort out. But I've got to keep an eye on her for a couple of weeks and see if that clears up and if she stops scratching. And actually, I've been watching her today, and she doesn't appear to be pulling it out anymore. So that's good news, isn't it? You know, so I hope she'll be all right. He also gave me some little tablets, and you have to give her tablets. And once again, she's ever so good with them. And I bought this little tablet giving machine, which is almost like a syringe. And you kind of put the you pull back this thing in the middle, and you pop the little tablet onto the end of it, and then you open her mouth, which is quite easy actually. Opening a cat's mouth, you put your finger and thumb in her mouth, and then pry it open. She seems to be reasonably happy with that. And then you get this thing, and carefully, you mustn't go down too far in the throat because you damage the poor cow. You put the little thing in her mouth and push the bit at the other end, and the pill just drops onto the back of her tongue, and her mouth closes, and down it goes. And she's ever so good. Actually, Stacey's been giving that to the cat. My nephew's girlfriend, he's been given the she's been given the cat the pill, so that's good. So we're keeping an eye on that now, and hopefully she will be all right. But it's horrible seeing an animal in distress, isn't it? Sometimes, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I've had... sometimes if you watch the cat and they're eating grass and then they start coughing. Oh, I hate that, because there's nothing you can do. And like that. And I do feel so sorry for them, poor things. So... that's the cat news. Got her back in, and she was back in. She's been quite happy. She doesn't seem to be ill. It's just this nasty, nasty sore, which is on the chest, which is all bare, and all the fur's gone. Where she's been picking it out and scratching it off as well. Incidentally, the bit at the top of my head there. I'll just show you. Oh God, let me just. I've got a bit of the bald bit at the top. That's better. I've just covered it over a bit now. The bald bit at the top of my head there, I just want to point out that I haven't been pulling that out or biting it out or scratching it. It has come out on its own, unfortunately. So, and it appears to be that no matter how many tablets I take, if I was to take any, or how many injections I have, that just will not grow back. Now, someone said to me I should try Regain. So I won't lie to you, I did have a look in Boots the Chemist at Regain. Number one, it is hideously expensive. Hideously expensive. And number two, if you read the instructions on the back, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons for you not to use it. If you've got this, if you've got heart trouble, if you've got this, if you've got this. And I'm thinking, oh my God, do I really want to risk this for a bit of air on my head when I can go down the road and buy a wig, quite honestly? I could go down the road and buy a wig. My natural mother... Now, yeah, I was adopted years ago. There was a whole show on that back last year. My natural mother actually said you can get some very nice wigs because she's more of well, she is a friend. I consider my natural mother a very good friend, yeah? And she said they do some very nice wigs down the road. On the phone the other day she was saying. How cruel is that? Right, let's go on to some emails then, shall we? At last. I've rabbited it away for long enough. First of all, hello to Gema from Spain. Hello, Gema. Long time since we've heard from you, my darling. She says, hi, Chris. I just wanted to say hello and write a few lines. I'm always in a hurry, but this is no excuse. Friends always deserve a moment of our time. They certainly do. Now, she says, there have been a few changes in my life since I last wrote. As I told you, Can you hear? Scraping at the wall. Well, that's a horrible job, that is, rather him than me. There have been a few changes in my life. As I told you, I've started work in a new school in central Madrid and also moved home. This was last September. Gemma's in Spain, I think I told you that. As I told, there has also been some good news regarding my sentimental life. Is sentimental the right word? Yeah, I think it is. I've met someone and have been going out for 2 months now. I can't believe it. 2 months in a row. Well, that's more than I ever seem to manage, Gemma. It's true. I think the longest relationship I've had is about a year. It was about, now let me think, about two and a half years with a girl. That would have been my ex-wife. And the longest relationship since then has been about a year. That's terrible, isn't it? I just can't find the right one. Cannot find my soulmate, Gemma. Anyway, she says 2 months in a row. Congratulations, Gemma. We met online in a site for Catholic singles. So I didn't know there was such a thing. She says, you know I'm Catholic like you. Yes, I do. And I was looking forward to dating someone with my same beliefs, as this has often been a matter of disagreement in my previous relationships. I don't know what it's like in England, but in Spain, most people are a bit prejudiced against religion. Oh, I do come across it. Would that be often? Not that often, I suppose. I do come across it. Rather than argue the point about religion, Gemma, I tend to think I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe, and well, let's leave it at that. That's my general opinion. I have been out with different people of different religions, and that's fine. I don't know what else to say on the subject, really. It doesn't really bother me what people are, what they look like or anything like that. It's just their thing, isn't it? So that's your thing, this is my thing. Yeah, that's fine. But I didn't know there was such a thing for Catholic singles. See, the thing is with religions, I remember my auntie saying once to me, "What do you think of the new Pope, who was German? Do you think he should be more liberal?" She was saying to me, and I said, "No, not at all. I think a religion is, as it has always been and should always be like that, without much change, because that was how it was set up, isn't it? And I think religion shouldn't be changed. You kind of, and I think myself as well, I think you kind of, although perhaps you shouldn't, you kind of choose the bits that you want and perhaps turn a blind eye to the bits that you don't want. Well, whether that's the right thing or not, I don't know. But as long as you're not too much of a bad person, I don't believe that any religion will kick you out for not sticking rigidly to the rules. Well, maybe some do. Certainly, I think the Catholic Church, I think if you don't stick rigidly to the rules, you are not kicked out. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. That's just my opinion there. I don't know what you think, or anyone else indeed. What do you think of that? Are you in a certain religion and are proud? Like, I'm proud to be the religion I am, but are you proud to be of a particular religion, even though perhaps you don't stick to all the rules? Yeah? What about you? What do you think of that? Do let me know on the email, or indeed the postal address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Gemma says, "I've been listening to your programmes, but I'm still a bit behind. I wanted to thank you for the one in which you sing Viva España in English." Oh, that's a long time ago, isn't it? Viva España. I'll tell you what, Gemma, we'll do it again. It's summertime, although it's like that at the moment here. We've had some lovely weather. If you want me to sing you Viva España again, round about May, June, write me a letter and we'll do it again then, all right? Gemma says, "I laughed my belly out when you sang it. I couldn't believe what I was listening to. This is very... I didn't know this. Viva España is a very traditional Spanish song. Did you know that? I thought it was just an English pop song. I didn't know that, Gemma." She says it's a bit old-fashioned, but very representative of certain national feelings, especially when Spaniards are abroad. So, I mean, I didn't know that. She also says, "I'd like to say hello to Julian from Argentina and congratulate him for his wedding." All right, Julian, that's nice. Isn't that nice, isn't it? When you get another listener write in and congratulate you on whatever's happening. That's nice. That is nice. It's all very well coming from me. When it comes from other people and that, I know Suko makes comment occasionally for other people, and I think that's really nice. "I spent a great time in Argentina last July. The people were great and welcoming, and the landscape was the most breathtaking I've ever seen, not to mention the fabulous food. I really want to go back, as I have memories from there that I'll never forget. I must leave you now. If you leave me now, I'll take away the very heart of you. Oh, baby, please don't go." Who sang that? Was it Chicago? Just a minute. Do you know that song, Gary? "If You Leave Me Now," is that Chicago? Oh, OK, he doesn't know. He's working away next door. Can you hear the scrapings going on? Yeah. She says, "I'm off to the shops before they close. Thanks for being there. See you soon." From Gemma, who actually sent that a couple of weeks ago. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you very much for that, darling. Lovely to wish you, for you to wish someone else a happy wedding and what have you. And do write more often, Gemma. Right? How's Monica, by the way? Monica is Gemma's friend. She writes occasionally as well. Hi to Famia. And Famia says, for the first time, I've watched a Doctor Who video. A certain similarity to you cannot be denied. Is he a relative of yours? Well, Famia, you must be watching the older Doctor Who was Christopher Eccleston. My leg's gone to sleep now. Oh, and my nose is playing up. Just a minute. Let me just blow my nose 1 minute. Oh, yeah, that's better. Rather than me turn the microphone off when I'm blowing my nose, would you rather me have a little jingle? I mean, we can play one of these, can't we? You know?
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire. This is Chris Reardon. Chris Reardon.
Is it better to do that rather than for it to go dead? I bet that's what they do at other radio stations. They play a jingle every time, don't they? So these stations that have lots of jingles. Oh, I hope I'm not going to sneeze now. Oh, but my nose got all tingly. Oh, no. No, please don't sneeze. I've only got 10 minutes left. Please don't sneeze. Oh, that's better. Where are we going to now? There we are. Anonymous. Hello, Chris. I just saw an advert on TV for a sharpener that will work on the razor blades you use. And he sent me this link, www, and it doesn't work, I'm afraid. Let me just try it again, because I want to double-check I wasn't typing in the wrong thing there. www. What is it? soldOnTV.com. I couldn't actually get that to work. Let's see if it works now. No, I'm not getting that at all. So you might have sent me the wrong link there, Anonymous. Sold on TV. Anyway, he says there was a sharpener that will work on the razor blades you use. SoldOnTV.com, which doesn't work for me at all. It's not bringing up anything. And you will see the gadget. Could save a lot of money on those blades. I hope this is of interest. So I'll hold on to that. No, it's not. It says it's not responding, so it doesn't work for that one. Oh, my God. What's that banging? Can you hear the banging? I don't know what's going on next door. Thank you for that one. And Anonymous also writes here, hello, Chris. I'm glad you found the service call from the air conditioning repairman such a stimulating encounter. I certainly did. Oh, it was lovely. Lovely. A tradesman a week. That's what we want here at the Mirrorball Studios. There are too few pleasant distractions from one's daily routine. There certainly are. I actually watched a video of your show and noticed a few things that you should be aware of. Oh, here we go. The focus on your webcam is not as sharp as it could be. Yes, I know. Although slightly wrong there. It is actually as sharp as it could be. If I go any further now, it will get even more blurry. And I've found this on this webcam. It will not focus any better than as it is at the moment. I do have some other webcams that I can try. The new one is not doing the job for some reason. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, so I can't really send it back. It's a compatibility thing, but it's a bit annoying really because it costs £75, and I don't like to spend money when things don't work properly as I wanted them to. It annoys me, that does. I don't mind, you know, if it had done what I wanted it to do, I'd be more than happy, but it's not. Don't know what to do about that. He says, perhaps if you stand back a little further from the camera, the image will be more distinct. Again, I do try it in different positions, the webcam. So we'll just have to see how that goes, all right? He says, when you handle your cats, you see he's watched all this on the YouTube. When you handle your cats, you bring your fingers up to your face and rub your eyes. This is a big no-no when you have allergies. Yeah, I know. And believe me, the intention was not to do that. But you kind of forget these things. You've stroked your cat and then you like that. And then before you know where you are, you run into the bathroom to splash water in your eyes because it's all come up red. And actually, that's all it needs, Anonymous. Once I've started the eyes of streaming and all this business, all I have to do is quickly wash my eyes in just normal tap water and it seems to sort the problem out. Indeed, he says here, you should wash your hands after petting the felines before you blow your nose or rub your eyes to avoid increasing your allergic reactions. By the way, I must apologise if you're just joining us on the show today. You can hear a little bit of noise in the background. I'm having a couple of rooms decorated here, and that's my nephew doing that, all right, so apologies to that. You mentioned the decorating of 2 rooms and moving the studio. This will stir up a lot of dust and may well set off your asthma. Keep your bedroom door closed and remove your clothing downstairs. Then shower before you venture off to bed. Avoid carrying dust, fur and other things and other irritants into your bed. Maybe I should just get one of those nuclear suits. You know, the one the spacemen wear and all that, so they're not contaminated? Or what those poor men had to wear when they had those 2 nuclear disasters. The one in Long Island in America, the other one was in Russia at Chernobyl. They had to wear those special suits, didn't they? He says there's nothing worse than waking up with wheezing and swollen eyes. Oh, that is dreadful. And it does happen occasionally. I wake up and my eye is as itchy as anything. Isn't it awful? It is the worst thing. It really is. I would also stock up on a supply of vacuum cleaner bags, since you will be operating the sweeper many times until the work is complete. Certainly not. Vacuum cleaner bags? Excuse me, I have a Dyson. Beg your pardon? We are bagless here. Bagless. Maybe you have a sweeper that does not use bags. Yes, I have. I hope these suggestions help. Bye for now. By the way, Wayne is very allergic to roses. Oh, what a shame. I love the smell of flowers. I sneeze, I swell, then I lose my voice. No fun at all. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry to hear that, Anonymous. Oh, dear. Right, let's say hello to Rob in Birmingham. Oh, my word. Look at the time. Look at the time. I've run out of time. Rob, I'm really sorry. And Jeffrey. And David, oh my word, I'm so sorry, I've run out of time. I will promise to start the next show with these emails. I've got to go, I'm really out of time, OK? Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk is the email address. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Sorry I didn't get time to read these. I'll see you on the next show. From myself, Chris Reardon, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.